Alright, what's up guys, it's noname4505 here, and we have more PO World Cup action. This is actually week 4, so I won week 2, but I decided not to post it because my narration in that match was very lethargic because I was having an allergy act up. That sounds really lame. That's what happened. Plus, the match was really haxy. And then week 3, I ended up getting really busy because of the fact that I was supposed to play, but then my friends were like, hey, let's go get fucked up. So I'm like, oh, I'd rather go get fucked up than play Pokemon. So I did that, and then because of that, I procrastinated on everything that I was supposed to do that night. So then I ended up having to basically do 2 days of work in 1 day, and then because of that, I didn't have time to go play my game. So then didn't quite win, but now we're back. So I'm playing Takatalvi, and we decided to play on Showdown. So we're here. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. I hope I don't get copyrighted for that. So, anyways, like you see here, it's Jinx versus Eggy. So turn 1, I can either Blizzard or I can Lovely Kiss. Basically, I wanted to. Well, I think he's probably gonna stay in because Blizzard can't KO. I believe it does like. Let me pause real quick just to check. I don't think it KOs. No, it actually does way less than I thought, but basically Lovely Kiss is my best play there anyway in case you wanted to switch out to something. Also, I just dropped something, so I'm going to pick it back up and fidget with it throughout the rest of this narration. So yeah, I put the Eggy to sleep, which is really good because Eggy is one of the best answers to normal types in this generation, mainly being Lax and Tauros. So having that asleep means that Eggy can't do anything back to me. And usually if you have lead Eggy, you don't have another Sleepmon in the back. I mean, that's obviously not 100%, but that's usually what happens. So putting Eggy to sleep because he led with it means that more than likely he won't be able to put anything to sleep, put any of my mods to sleep for the rest of the game. So I just decided to go for a Blizzard now, now that he's asleep. So, I mean, he's going to burn his sleep turn right here. And then he's probably going to go out to a Chansey, but Blizzard's my best play anyway because I have a 30% chance, I believe, in this generation to freeze whatever comes in. So I'm just going to Blizzard there. I end up getting a crit, but it doesn't really matter. Isafo is right there, which is his best play because you really don't want Chansey below 70% in this game. And there it is, right here. Finch, fuck you. I told him I got to stay on my toes. I never said once that Sing Chansey was a good set. I think Sing Chansey is not as bad as he thinks, but it's not as good. But he said no one will ever use Sing Chansey in this tournament. And it just happened right there. So fuck you, Finch. But right here is a misplay. He revealed Sing and it missed because Sing is 50% accurate. I should have gone back to my Jinx as sleep fodder or gone to something else, but Chansey is really important. But what I was thinking during my match was that Jinx was going to be really important because it beats Eggy. Obviously, I have a good chance to freeze something, and I have counter on my Jinx. So I might be able to maybe catch a Lax body slam or a Tauros body slam and then counter it back. And then it would KO Tauros, and then it would do like 70 or 80% to Lax probably. So yeah, that's probably about right. So that's really what I was hoping for. And then looking at the rest of my team. The rest of my team is Zapdos. Zapdos was actually probably the best sleep option, to be if I'm being honest. I should have slept Zapdos because I had Zapdos in the back, Eggy, and then my 2 normals. But I'm just sitting here thinking, like, what I was thinking during the game was that Chansey was my most sleepable thing because, like I said, looking back, Zapdos was my best thing to sleep, but I didn't know that he had a rock in the back because throughout the entire tournament, and just based on what I've seen, like, there haven't been that many people using rocks, which is why I thought Zapdos was a good option. Because when I was building the team, I was between Zapdos and Starmie, I'm like, not many people have been bringing rocks, so I decided to bring Zapdos. But of course, this game, he brings a rock type. I'm not going to reveal which one, but he brings a rock type. So because I thought that he wouldn't have a rock type, I decided to sack Chansey to sleep instead of my Zapdos, which would have been the best thing. Looking back on it, So he ends up hitting that one. I just Ice Beam because I'm like, oh, freeze. And then I can just burn a sleep turn. But I have a full health Aggie in the back, so this lax really doesn't matter. I can just fire off a Psychic. And then he ends up going to his own Aggie, which is pretty solid. I think I'm going to go back to Jinx here. Let's see. I do go back to Jinx because I could fire off a Blizzard. It'll do about 55 to 65. And then he's just going to go to Chansey, but again, I can potentially catch a freeze, and I do like 20%. So I'm going to go for a Psychic right here, trying to get a Spadef drop, because I'm thinking that, well, he has the soft boiled right there. That's his most optimal play, so I'm thinking that, okay, I just go for Psychic, and then I'll be in a good position. So I'm going to go and Chansey v Chansey to try and burn some sleep turns, and he ends up revealing Starmie, which is better for me because it gives me a high chance for Chansey to sleep up, because while having your Chansey sleep is bad in RBY, it's not necessarily the worst thing in the world. Like, out of all the things that you would like to have a sleep Chansey, at least in my opinion, is one of the better things, because of the fact that Chansey is just like, well, one, your Chansey can't get frozen if it's asleep or like paralyzed or anything. But then, like, between Chansey and then other psychic types like Starmie and Zam and such, like, you're going to be inside a lot, so you have a lot of opportunities to actually wake up. So I don't think Chansey is the worst thing to sleep. Like, generally, Chansey, if you don't have something like Starmie or Zam that you want to put asleep, like, Chansey is usually your best bet. But in this case, like I said, Chansey, looking back on it, wasn't a good thing to sleep. But I have a full health Aggie, so that's pretty good. And so I'm going to end up eating another Body Slam because I burned another sleep turn in there. So I've burned 2 sleep turns. And I'm thinking he's either going to go to Starmie or Lax, and I would definitely appreciate both of those gone. Especially because his Aggie is asleep. I don't need my Aggie for Aggie v Aggie trades. So I'm just going to sit here and try and trade with his Lax. Because, let me explain what's going on here. So I end up booming there to get Chansey out of the way, because I have Zapdos in the back, and I'm thinking that Zapdos at this point just does an insane amount of work. So my gut feeling, based on the structure of his team, so he has to have Tauros in the back. So I'm thinking that his last mon, it has to be either Zapdos of his own, a Slowbro, or a Rock type. I was thinking Rhydon because, like, this is a really standard team, and most of these teams don't have Golem, but he ends up having a Golem. I'm just going to go ahead and say it now. But I was thinking in my gut that it was Tauros and Rhydon in the back. So what I'm thinking is, okay, I get rid of Lax, and then I go out to Zapdos, and then he probably is going to go out to Starmie right there. And I could go to Chansey and potentially burn some more sleep turns. And then with Aggie asleep, like, the only, like, remaining special attacker that he has that's mildly threatening is his Tauros, which, I mean, not mildly threatening, but my Jinx can deal, between Jinx and, what's my other mon? Between Jinx and Tauros firing off Blizzards, I can deal with Rhydon, and then basically what's going on here is because, like, just because of the way that I've kind of played it out, like, I have to win Tauros v Tauros, or paralyze his Tauros. That's actually kind of more along the lines of what I'm thinking of, is, like, paralyzing his Tauros with my Zapdos, and then trying to deal with that way, and then Jinx plus my Tauros should be able to win through. But I have to win a lot of these Tauros, or excuse me, a lot of these Lax speed ties, because I want my Lax to obviously try and come through. So I have to win the speed tie right here, but he doesn't have to risk it because he has a Rock type, which again made me really mad. And he goes for Hyper Beam right here. I definitely shouldn't have done that. So I have to stay in and recharge. I don't think I should have made that play right there. But because I chose to boom with my Aggie, it's not that good. So I go out to Jinx right there. Unless I get a max damage roll, he can live. But he decides to play it safe when he can go out to Starmie. And then he ends up just going to Lax right there. And I knew this play was probably the play that pissed me off, because, like, the most. Because I'm generally more of, like, a risky-ish player. Like, I love making just, like, stupid ballsy plays. So I had a full health Jinx right there that could have lived anything that Gall wanted to go for, bar crit. So I feel like I should have just double Blizzarded right there. Or, excuse me, he was out to Starmie. So the worst scenario that's gonna happen is that he's gonna T-wave, but essentially, like, I don't know. I just knew in my gut that he was gonna switch to Lax, but because it was like if I was just playing a friendly game, I would have clicked Blizzard real quick, but I don't know. I just ended up not doing it. Like, I don't even know how I'm saying anything about it. I just ended up not doing it, so I have to go to Zapdos right here because my Aggie is dead, and I end up not getting paralyzed by the body slam, which is good. So now I have to play very aggressively with my Jinx because my Jinx is my win condition. And I really need this Starmie frozen by this Blizzard, but it's not happening, so I have a feeling he's going to recover right here, or he's just going to go for the Thunder Wave. One of those two, so I'm going to go to my Chansey right here, and then am I going to double? Yes, I am. I'm going to go back to Jinx, and I'm going to fire off a Psychic as he's going to boom. This was not the smartest play. I probably should have gone out to my my thingamabob. I shouldn't have foddered Jinx right here because I don't know. I just didn't think that he was gonna explode though, because it's like as Golem loses, he needs Golem though. So once I lost Jinx right there, like things weren't good. Like I needed Tauros to come through and be like a huge man if I wanted to win. But it was not looking good right there once I lost Jinx. Like, this play just made me shake my head. Like, I'm not sure what I would have foddered. Probably Zapdos was the most optimal thing to fodder because of just the way things were going, and then just leave it down to, like, a Tauros speed tie or whatever. Yeah, that was actually probably the better play right there because I definitely needed Jinx to break through that Golem. Jinx plus Tauros. Well, I mean, I guess I could get, like, a Tauros freeze, but I don't know. But it wasn't the best play there. And then I went for Psychic too, which, I mean, I should have gone. I only had 4 Blizzards at that point, so I was like, well, I need to save Blizzard PP, plus I think he's going to go to Starmie. But the boom there was kind of obvious because unless I got a crit with my Blizzard, then he was going to live any move. And then he could have just boomed on me. And then either way, he's going to take something down with the boom, so I think that Zapdos was I probably should have foddered Zapdos right there. But I was kind of tunnel visioned from a couple turns back and thinking that Zapdos was going to be my win con. But even then, like, Jinx was my way to win. Like, his team got kind of manhandled by Jinx, so I don't know. But now I'm going to Tauros right here as he goes to Golem. And I'm just going to Blizzard right here hoping for a freeze. Actually, do I EQ? I EQ. Maybe I should have gone for the Blizzard, but I was just like, EQ. And then I'm going to... no. Okay, so I go to Chansey right there, play it safe. And then I body slam right here, and then at this point, I'm losing, so I get panicky, and I'm like, well, I need Chansey to have any hope of beating Starmie. So now I go to Zapdos, and then I get a body slam, and he parries me. It didn't even matter because he's faster, and he would have been able to hyper beam me anyway. But I'm just going to save Zapdos, and then I'm going to go to my own Tauros in case he did hyper beam. But he went to Golem, which was the better play. So I Blizzard, just hoping that I can get a freeze. But it doesn't work out as he booms on me. And then because my Zapdos is paralyzed, I obviously can't do anything. So right here, if I get a crit Hyper Beam, I actually have a chance to win the game. But unfortunately, I don't get a crit Hyper Beam, so he's just going to sit here, and then he gets a crit Body Slam just to boot. But it didn't matter because of the way RBY sleep mechanics work. And then he just finishes me off anyway with his Tauros. So that was definitely a good game. I felt like there were a couple of crucial turns where I misplayed. Like, back at turn 4, letting my Chansey go to sleep. I definitely should have let my Zapdos go to sleep there. And that's the thing with Zapdos and RBY is that when your opponent has a Golem or a Rhydon, Zapdos struggles greatly. But when they don't, Zapdos definitely shines. So bringing Zapdos is really relying on team matchup. But like I said, just based on the way most of the games that I saw from the tournament, how they've gone, that Rhydon and Golem were not popular. So I thought that Zapdos would be a good play. But maybe because he saw my double electric team from week 2 didn't want to get smacked by that, he decided to bring Golem. But I don't know. But I think that was definitely the biggest misplay. I should have slept Zapdos right there. Just looking back on it, and then letting Jinx get blown up on by Lax, and then I don't know. After I lost Jinx, I feel like I lost all hope. But that's why you play the game. You know, you're not gonna be perfect, but you know, you try and get in a like when you're in a similar situation, you try and recall these experiences so that you can not make the same mistake and then do better. But yeah, I hope you all enjoyed anyway. And right now, I believe we're up. Hopefully, we end up winning the week. And yeah, peace.